Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
아무 일 없이 흘러 난 이렇게 너처럼.
Today we are joined with a very special guest. We're joined with CHIKK today. You guys know her. Listen, we have EXO on this channel all the time. So y'all know who she is. We've talked about her many a time. So this is really an honor for us. And we're here to interview her today. And
Yes.
I am so excited to be here.
I love that.
We love you, by the way.
We do love you. Like, we literally talk about
I love
you
y'all
all the time
All
on
the
our
time.
channel. Literally.
For like years now.
I need to watch all the videos. Oh, that makes me so happy. And I love y'all. When Zayda told me that we were doing our interview, you guys, I was most excited about. I was like, I get to meet them. Yes, you girls are just killing it and you're so beautiful. I love your hearts, your personalities. So it's an honor to be here.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
That's so
you.
sweet of you. Please. Okay. But yeah, we could get started with asking you like a couple questions.
Yes.
So.
Well, first of all, I would say, how about
Yeah.
you introduce yourself?
Oh yeah, of
for
course.
our viewers.
Of course.
Let the people know who you are, what you're
Yes.
doing right now.
Yes.
Absolutely. Welcome to the Pia and Mercedes YouTube channel. It's your girl, CHIKK. I'm so excited. I am a singer and a songwriter known for my K-pop songs. I've been doing K-pop for the last 10 years and it has been everything to me. So it is so exciting to now have my own K-pop Academy online music school, to be still writing some of your favorite hits, and just to be all around a musician and a lover of God. That's who I am.
Period.
Yes. Love that. Love that. So, first question for you. Okay. When did you know that you wanted to be a songwriter?
So good. This is so good because I was 11 years old, and I actually wanted to be a singer only. Like, I didn't even know I could write songs. I just wanted to be on somebody's stage with somebody's fog machine tearing it up. You know, that's what the dream was. And I was going to vocal lessons because my mom had me training very, very young. So I go into vocal lessons at 11 years old. And at the time, my teacher was teaching me Aretha Franklin, Anita Baker, Whitney Houston, you know, all the songs you teach young black girls when they want to be singers. But I walked in early one day and he was actually playing a country song, How Do I Live by LeAnn Rimes. And when I heard it, I was like, what is this? This don't sound like gospel and it don't sound like Anita Baker. What is this? And he was like, this is country music. And so when I got home, because I didn't know where to find country music, where to play it at the time, we didn't have streaming services when I was 11. So I'm like, I'm gonna write what I just heard. And so I started writing, trying to emulate country because I loved it so much. I was like, there's something about it. It was just different. I should have known I was different in this moment, but it didn't hit me till later in life. But this was the moment that really solidified, wow, I think I'm called to something bigger than probably your normal just R&B, which is where I would have assumed I was supposed to go in my life. But I started writing, trying to emulate country music. And then by 15, I was taking professional meetings, and instead of them saying, hey, let's do an album for this young artist, they would all say the same thing: who wrote this? Yeah. And at that point, I knew I was a songwriter.
Wow. I love that.
Do you remember who your first artist was?
Do I remember what?
Who your first artist was?
That I wrote for?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that didn't get placed. Probably Chris Brown.
What?
Yeah, so Chris Brown was really the beginning of like me doing like professional studios. Like before, I was at the worship leader's house in his closet, and he just had like pillows and blankets on the wall so the sound didn't bounce off. Like that's how I started recording, but professionally in the studio was with Chris Brown. I was around 18. And that's when I started working and seeing him work. And we didn't do a deal together. I was offered one, but I didn't do a deal with him. However, I got to watch him in the Seven Streeters, the Kevin McCalls. I just got to watch them work as like this young artist and songwriter. And that is really what shaped me in the studio.
Wow. That's big.
It's
Yeah.
You never really realize how many people are like in the background that do so much. Like, that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But my first actual placement was Mr. Girls' Generation. That's the first song that ever came out that I did.
Yeah. Mr. Girls' Generation. Oh, Wow.
You know the song.
I do know that song.
It was oh, Mr.
It's like okay, yeah.
We know that. We know that
song.
Wow. So my second question is, what year did you know that you'd be successful with songwriting and producing demos with Korean companies?
What year did I know I'd be successful?
Yeah.
So I went out to South Korea 2013, and I left that very first camp not knowing anything about K-pop, never have written it. I just went with my publisher, a group of songwriters and producers, mainly because they said they would feed us. Everybody already knows I went for the first time because there was food involved. You know what I mean? Like, really, I'm going to South Korea to eat the food because I already loved Korean cuisine. So I was excited. But ideally, I wrote a lot of songs that camp, and I left with Mr. and Overdose by EXO, a song called Overdose by EXO. And literally, those two were from my first camp. And at that point, like, I think I knew, like, wait a minute, I've been in the US writing. And I'm like, it's cool, but I go here first trip and I leave with 2 really great songs. And then I was back 3 months later with Kinsey and Dee's. And then that's when Trigger was birthed and Light Me Up. And every trip, like, there was always something that came from it. And so I knew pretty quickly.
I'm trying to go on a trip.
No, really? Not even that. It's like she's iconic, you know? Like,
we know
Overdose.
Kinsey, like, Overdose
like
is literally
joints, like, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
And D's, like,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And did you work with because we did have these 2 individuals on our channel. Did you work with Tay Jasper and Outlaw?
Yes, so me and Outlaw have never been able to work together. Not yet, anyway. And Tay Jasper, yes. I don't know if we've ever gotten a placement together, but we have definitely worked together, and he is the guy, right? That is my boy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. This is so crazy.
I'm gonna skip this other question because since you already talked about EXO and Overdose and just SM in general, I have to talk about it. So we know you've met Lay, right? Because we've seen the picture. Okay, that picture was everywhere.
Listen.
Yeah, 2013,
2014, like.
When did you meet him?
Do y'all remember? It was a little later. It was like 2018.
Yeah, because that, I don't know
like
if you know that channel. It was a really controversial channel. It was called K-Music and Black Women. Do you know that channel?
No!
Okay, and it's good that you don't know. It's good that you don't know.
Don't find out.
Yeah. But they literally talked about this picture between y'all 2, like, for forever, saying, "Oh, look look how he's standing next to her. He liked black girls."
It was
crazy. It was crazy. But
we saw that's like I think we first got introduced to you because we're like, who is she? And then we found out, you know, you made all this incredible music.
And I was like, of course,
someone black. Of course. And it was just like everything that we've loved listening to, like the way the melody goes, the beat, the music, the behind the scenes, the vocals. It just makes me wonder, like, what the demos sound like. Yeah. You know? Yeah.
The demos are always so fire. I feel like, I want to hear the demo. I love all the records, obviously, but the demos, you know, there's just so much heart in them because it's like, it's the beginning, like it's the conception of the song, right? So there's just a soul and a heart behind a demo with 2 creatives in a room, you know, locked in. Like there's just a very special energy on the demos always.
Yeah. And I wish we could like listen to those because I know you got some in the vault.
I know. It's like one day you just click a button accidentally, like
right, just upload.
Just
upload it.
So we're actually in the works on something. So we are going to release a demo album and playlist on YouTube of some of the biggest hits. So just stay tuned for that.
Okay, listen, where's my notepad?
No, for real, we can react
Where's
to
my notepad? Take a note.
Yeah.
Set the date.
Yeah.
Take off of work. Like, this is an everyday, all day thing.
Yeah. So back to my question, I'm so sorry. But have you met any other of the EXO members?
Or any other K artists in general?
Yeah, I think I've met EXO. I met all the guys briefly a couple of times in the studio. I met aespa. NCT 127 at some of their concerts. Boa and I have worked together closely. So yeah, I think one of the things that I think a lot of people don't know is when we go out there on those camps, we're only there for about 12 days. And then 2 of those days sometimes are off. So really 10 days. And then you really gotta take about 1 to 2 days to get acclimated with all the new writers in the studio to get in your groove. So you got 8 to 10 days to potentially write anywhere between 25 to 30 songs. Like we go there on mission. So when you work with an artist on a song, it takes 3 to 4 days, sometimes longer, to get all the members done. If we were to work one-on-one with them in South Korea, we would have to be there for months at a time. So we go there about, usually for me, it's about 5 to 6 of us. And for 8 to 10 days, we lock in. We're not even interested in the artist. We're like, how do we leave here with no less than 30 songs in the chamber so that when we get back to America, they can call the in-house producers, vocal producers, to work with the artist. We want to make sure we just leave a really thick catalog. So that's kind of been my focus for the last 10 years. And then I'll see them at their concert if I get a single.
Wow.
That's so crazy.
That is wild to me. How
Like,
do you not think?
That's a long process.
That is a very long process. Like,
It is.
yeah. But I feel like it's very, I feel like for, you guys, writing and stuff, it doesn't feel as tiring. It feels like you're doing your,
Like the grind never
your passion.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all, it is a Korean song camp is so much fun. Like they're feeding you all day. Obviously I like food, but they're feeding you all day. You're with the most fun, exciting, talented people. Like my Dim Joints camp, I don't think there wasn't a moment we weren't laughing, like belly ache laughing, right? You're like on these trips with great people. We are having a blast. Like we're walking to Korean stores together. Me and the girls go to the Korean skincare between writing songs. Like it is such an experience and it's so much fun. Like it doesn't feel like work at all.
That sounds like a dream, low key.
No, really, I would love to
It is.
experience that.
That's so crazy.
So do you stan any of the K-pop groups that you've written for?
I don't stand any K-pop group. Is that bad? I really don't. I think.
It's not bad.
Okay, I love the art of K-pop. I just love the art of it, and obviously I love the sound of it. Probably because I was like a part of it, but I just love what K-pop is. I love the work ethic. Like, I think it's one of the reasons I probably did well in this area because I love to work. So I think it's more the culture of it than the actual groups. I love all the groups though. Don't get me wrong, okay? I don't know if y'all have ever seen my vlogs at a concert, but I'm absolutely losing my mind every time.
Word.
I remember my first concert of EXO, and I went to go see them. It was an overdose. Maybe Lotto and all of them were out. But it was my first concert, and I remember telling one of the writers, like, oh my gosh, all these girls are screaming. They're so loud. Like, oh my gosh. And then the show started, and on the video, you just hear, ah, and my scream gets so loud. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. Like, they have, like, something, like a hold on you. Like, the minute they all hit the stage, I was just screaming at the top of my lungs. So I say that now, but if you catch me at a concert, I definitely stand.
Yeah, I hear you. That makes a lot of sense, actually, though, because, you're already in the process. You're listening to the music. It's like, not saying it's going to get tiring, but, like, you already know what it sounds like. You already know what to expect.
And like you've probably seen like the dance and everything, like the whole concept come together. So like when you see it like probably like live, it's kind of like a whole different feel.
Oh my gosh,
a whole different like aspect like added on. Like it's kind of like solidifies the moment,
yes,
like, the concept.
That's exactly what it is. I think you guys just put words and language to it perfectly. Like that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's how it was for us too. It's like, okay, well, like we got into K-pop and then you see these groups and then you're like, okay, that's cool. But then when you actually like go, it's like, okay, I see what they were talking about.
Yeah.
I lose my mind in those stadiums. I be having my little glow sticks. I want all the gadgets. You know what I mean? Like I am in this moment with the rest of the hundreds of thousands of people around.
Not even that, but like you're part of the phenomenon. You know what I mean? Like the K-pop phenomenon. Like literally. You don't realize how big it would get when you're in the studio working. And then all of a sudden, like years down the line, your work is still like making waves, making moves. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Like it's still in the charts. That's
Yeah.
Crazy.
Literally, we listen to, like, whatever song you've written on, we still listening to it.
Exactly. Like, we know, like, oh, she was on that.
Yeah.
Like, she was on that.
Yeah.
He was on that. You know certain people, certain producers were on certain songs.
Yep.
And you know, or certain songwriters. Yeah, you trust me, you know.
Yeah.
We know.
We do
you
know.
know, and so it's kind of like, we know, like, this is gonna be one of the songs that really make it in history for real.
Yeah.
And I feel like every song you've been on has really
been
hitting, making it into really, like, solidify what K-pop is.
Because you did Don't Call Me. What else you did? Overdose.
A lot.
What else you did? You did you do Monster?
I did Monster.
See? Yeah.
Like,
that's
come
what I'm
on.
saying.
Like, first of all, you had Overdose. And Overdose, to me, like, just the whole, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, it gets you hype every time.
Yeah.
Every single time you listen to it. You
Every
just
time.
get so hype. And then you hear, like, just everything in the background. And then you get to Monster.
It's epic.
And it's exactly epic. And then you get to Monster and you're like, how can nobody not, like, not fall in love with these songs? Like, it's crazy. Yeah, but, like, it's crazy because every single person that, you know, looks at the song or listens to the song is like, yeah, this is a banger.
Yeah.
This is fire.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy. And you know what's so crazy about that, girls? Like, that's not my processing when I'm in the room. And definitely not with those songs because they were at the beginning of my career. Like, it's before I was CHIKK, right? It's before I was CHIKK, the K-pop songwriter. I was writing these, like, literally it's who I was, right? Like, it was coming from an authentic place. I wasn't making money yet. I was still having to work waitressing jobs. Like, I remember Mr. being #1 on the radio, and I was, like, still delivering groceries. So, like I hadn't seen money from these songs yet. So just to know that I wrote them during a time in my life where there was no ego, right? There was no fame, there were no accolades, no one was clapping for me. And I think that that's why humble beginnings are so important, to not overlook you in your bedroom writing, because those are the moments you actually make history for. So it's really cool to hear you ladies talk about it.
Yes. And we hear that, and, like, I feel like in a different way we've resonated with that, you know, not seeing your work, you know, reach its accolades until later. You know what I mean? And just still going and, you know, doing what makes you happy, and then just praying that, you know, God will bless you and it'll eventually come back to you, if that makes sense. Yeah.
No, absolutely. It's a trust. Just, I'm going to do my part and I'm going to trust God's going to do his. And I'm going to and I'm going to do my part really well, though. That's the key. I'm going to do my part as well as I can, as much excellence as possible. And then boom.
Yeah. So to segue into God, right? So we see that you're religious, of course. So how has God impacted you and your songwriting? So, like, I don't know if you probably use that, you know, to write K-pop or your personal music, you know what I mean? But how has he just made a way for you?
Or guided you throughout the way?
Yeah.
Man, that is such a layered question, but he absolutely is in all of it. When I think about myself in those rooms during those times, there was a light inside of me and on me, right? It was a light that was bigger than me. Those melodies, lyric ideas, song titles, I'm not that good. God was always preparing me for a purpose bigger than myself. And the thing is, he knew that I would have anxiety. He knew I'd be an overthinker. He knew I'd be a hot mess. He knew I'd have anger issues. He knew. And so he set me up, and how I like to see it is a ball of light in my soul. And nothing could touch it. No trauma, no daddy issues, no rejection, no label saying I'm not good enough, I'm too black, I'm too this, I'm too that. There was this light that was protected, and I believe that that was God. And every time I stepped into the room, no matter if my heart was broken, no matter if I didn't feel good enough, no matter if imposter syndrome was trying to take me down, that light was untouched. So a hit was going to come out no matter what condition I was in. And to this day, I live my life like that. I don't have to have it all figured out because there is a light that is protected by a God that when I show up to do his work, it's going to shine. And when I leave, I might be back on my floor in fetal position because my homeboy, you know, that I like, low-key ain't called me back. It might be that. But the light, it's untouched. And that is what you call purpose. That's what you call destiny. It's a light that cannot be touched by anything. And so when it's time to show up, it always showed up, and it always will. And that is the confidence that I have.
You know,
Preaching.
Not even that, but like speaking like as young Black girls ourselves and who believe in God ourselves, you know, we're still young to this. You know, we're still new to this. And so when we see other Black women succeeding through, you know, the grace in God, it's kind of like, dang, if they can do it, then, you know, I can do it. Then it's like, okay, I just got to put in the work and, you know, stay consistent.
Yes.
And just trust in Him that He will, you know, guide my way no matter, you know, what happens.
Because, you know, like this whole YouTube thing, like we just wanted to share our voices with other young Black girls who liked K-pop and other, you know, just other girls who fangirled the same we did about stuff. There was no way that we thought, oh, okay, we're gonna gross over 35K and, you know, I'll have all these people watch our videos and stuff like that. Like, we may not be consistent.
Or talk to CHIKK, or talk to, you know, grossing producers and Black producers in K-pop who made hit songs.
Right.
Like, we never thought we would get to this point. So
Right.
when you speak about that, I really do think, you know, it's coming to fruition for us.
And like, we may not be consistent in it, but, you know, God, He keep putting it in our face.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's that light. That's that light.
We haven't uploaded like we wanted to. We haven't, you know, been consistent with our, you know, YouTube uploads. We've been busy with school. Life been lifing.
Congrats.
You know?
Life be lifing.
Yeah, but you know, like this interview came, we were like, okay, we gotta drop everything. You know, forget work.
No, really.
Forget school. Forget me wanting to be late and uploading. I'm gonna upload this though. You know what I mean? It's just that's just, you know, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I think I really resonate with that. Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you girls. I'm so proud of the work you're doing. I already said it, but let me say it again. I'm so proud of the work you're doing. And that light, it cannot be touched. Let that be your confidence for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to keep it.
Yeah. No, literally.
This is like confirmation right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Literally. But so to segue again, so being a Black woman who writes for K-pop and, you know, you enjoy it, what advice would you give to other Black women who love the genre and want to do what you do, or who are trying to find their identity with K-pop or music in general?
Yeah, that's such a great question. And I remember like kind of just like thinking about that, kind of just thinking about it. And it's twofold, but the first part of it I'll say is there is a beauty in being Black doing K-pop because you got a natural soul. It's just natural. Like you got a natural vibe, sis. Like it's natural. So you're already in your bag before you even decide to get in your bag. Like, let's just start that your melanin skin is literally you in your bag. Before you open your mouth, before you write a lyric, you're in your bag just by being a Black girl, period. Let's start there. Number 2, when you add that with actually the mastery of writing a melody and a lyric, and so you can put this natural soul that comes from where you come from, where your parents come from, probably some gospel roots in there. What I did was I took what was naturally soulful about me, and then I added the pop element that I naturally loved through country, pop music. It was always in me, and I put them together. So this fusion of soul and then this fusion of pop music, and remember that pop is really just short for popular. It was not a sound when it was first coined. The genre popular was just popular music, which means you could have had rap and pop, you could have had country and pop, but later pop took a sound. Later it became like poppy, but it just was short for popular. So you take popular sounds, popular sonics, popular styles of cadences, and the phonetics of how you want to, you know, run your lyrics. I almost started writing just now, but you want to run your lyrics. If you can take your natural soul and mix it with the mastery of learning what is popular, then you're going to have a making for a great song. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So you gotta fuse the two. You can't negate what's cool. You can't negate what's right, because every year sonics change. And so you have to listen to the radio. You don't have to be I don't listen to music a lot, but when I do, I'm listening to the way it sounds. When a song is in the top 10, I'm listening to why it's in the top 10. And then I take what I believe, oh, this is a hit because 1, 2, and 3. I take those 3 things, and then I bring my black girl magic and my soul and my roots and what I want to do, and I put them together with those 3 things that I just learned made it a hit, and then I do something that's never been done. What intro haven't we heard? What melody in a verse hasn't been done? What hook style hasn't been sang in a long time? So I stay ahead of the curve with the 3 things that I know made this a hit song. And so it's a little bit of a science to it, right? You need both. You need to pay attention, but you also need to be innovative. Yeah. If you could put those 2 together, you'll win.
Wow.
You win every time.
Yeah.
You'll win every time, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you've won every time. Like literally, like seriously. And it's like crazy how you put it like that, because we always are like, well, like any song we react to, it's like, oh, well, this is new, but at the same time we've heard it over here, or you've heard it here, and it's like, it's crazy how you see Korean artists doing something so popular, but it's like, it sounds so new at the same time. Like, it's never been done, but at the same time it works. You know what I mean? Like, it's been done, like probably back, 30, 40 years ago, but at the same time it still sounds so just well to the ear.
Exactly. Because, and you want to, for me, and something I teach at the academy is like, push the envelope. Like, even when Dim Jones talks about Don't Call Me, he'll tell you that it was just a loop. Like, that whole song, me and Kinsey did that just from a loop. But like, we just knew, like, you haven't heard dun 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 dun. Like, it was like, we haven't heard anything. Like I'm constantly looking for something that hasn't been done. And that is to create the excitement and to keep the excitement with the fans, with the people that are gonna listen to the song. Yeah. And not to get so caught up in, how do I wanna sound? Do I sound cute on this? Oh, was that a good note? I need to be at the stadium, eyes closed, seeing the 70,000 people, music drops. What's the first melody I want them to hear? That's how you write, right? That's how you get the song. And so, yeah.
It's crazy because every single song that we've heard that we fell in love with came from literally just one little thing. Yep. Like the clapping in Overdose, or the dun dun in Monster. Like, it's crazy. like it's crazy. And then the Don't Call Me is like, of course. Like, and then you hear like the telephone in the back, or you just hear that. And then the only time I hear that, I always think about them when they do that little leg move, which is black.
Yes, that leg move.
It's crazy how every little song that became popular is just from one little thing.
Yeah.
But notice that so you have the songwriters, right? First, then they have to like think of something that hasn't been done. But then you have the producer, so Dim joins, oh, what if I put a telephone? So he did something that hasn't been done. But then you hand it over to the choreographer. And then they do a dance move. Oh, we ain't seen that before. So you see how every person that plays a part in the song being something, they're all innovative. We're all looking for something so by the time it gets to you guys, this was a collective of people constantly looking for something that hasn't been done. And then you guys get the finished piece, and it's usually a masterpiece. Yeah. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask this last question, but like, how long does it take you guys to get to that whole process where we get a comeback, where we get to see the finished product, and we get the whole concept and the whole album?
Well, it depends. I mean, I think Monster was written and it was probably out within a month, which was very, very fast considering all the things that have to go into like the visual, but it came out very fast. But then Girls, for instance, by aespa, which was written for guys, that was written in 2015, but it didn't come out till, 2021?
Yeah.
So...
Wow. That's so crazy. And I literally want to just keep talking and say, like, what you got for in the vault? Like, what's out
There's
there?
a lot in the vault.
Yeah. No, all I can keep thinking is y'all need a videographer. Y'all need somebody to edit. Y'all need.
You need somebody to.
Because listen, I'm trying to use this degree. And
All of
I'm
it.
trying to use my
Wait, what's your degree in?
mass communications, and hers is in social work. But I'm trying to use this degree
utilize
into what I love, which is K-pop. Like we literally, like our friend, he's sitting over there, but he literally has gone to Korea, and we're trying to go again. And I mean, well,
For
our
the first time,
yeah, but. It's
It's gonna happen.
I know, but it's just I want to do so much more, and I know the YouTube channel is like the first step, but it's like I want to be in it. You know what I mean? I want to be in
just be faithful over this. It's going to come sooner than you think.
Yeah,
it's gonna come sooner than you think. Just be faithful right here. I promise.
Okay.
I don't want to get off. Like it's just like
let's see. What other question we got? I mean,
I think my camera. I think this one went off, but this one's still on.
Oh,
so.
okay. Well, let me see. What other question? Let's see. Let me ask one more question.
Let's go.
Actually, two more questions.
Let's go. Two more. We got it.
Okay. Here's the two. Are you working on anything new? And what K-pop groups do you want to work with in the future?
Oh, that's good. Okay, so I am working on so many things. Number one is building the online K-pop academy. It is such a huge heart of mine, girls, to like teach the next generation of creatives. Like that is a dream for me. Like I just want to be able to pour into them and teach them the tips, the tricks on the business side, on the creative side. Like I just want to set the next generation up for success. You know, that's a big heart of mine. So the school is doing incredible. Interns are amazing. I have actual songwriters that started in their dorm room who are now full-time in music, got a credit on Beyonce's Renaissance album. Like I have taken them from a dorm room to Beyonce's album, and it's just an honor to build up the next generation of creatives. And the second thing I'm working on is my own album, the demo album.
Wow.
And a K-pop boot camp, which is also part of the academy. So there's so much going on over here, and I keep everything on the site at thechickexperience.com just so everyone can follow along as much as possible. And what else? Oh, who do I want to work with? I think Jungkook. I think I'm ready. Am I saying his name right?
Yes, Jungkook. It can happen.
Not even that. Like I think you would do really well with K hip hop or K R&B.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, his voice is like really expansive, and I feel like if you wrote him a nice like ballad, R&B ballad, he'd eat it up.
Ooh, sis might have to check into that.
Listen, there's a whole genre. There's a whole like list of artists that I really think you would do real perfect for.
Yeah.
Send me the list, sis. I need the list.
Like, can you imagine if she made a song with Dean?
Yeah.
You know Dean, right?
No.
Bro.
Don't be mad that I don't know every K-pop artist.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's all right. It's okay. But listen, you need to dip your toe into K R&B,
K hip hop,
because I feel like you could do some damage. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She could do some damage.
Yeah.
But y'all gonna email all these names, and I'm gonna go into a deep dive.
I can.
Period.
We got you.
We got you for real.
Period.
Have you written a song for Red Velvet?
Yeah, so I did Red Dress for Red Velvet, Light Me Up for Red Velvet. I got a couple others. Those are the only two I know. Red Dress and Light Me Up. And then Wendy did Light Me Up again. And then I feel like there's another one. But yeah, those two that I know of. Y'all, Red Dress was on the Red album. It's another song because I'm on the...
Oh, really?
Yes. And I was on that camp. I was actually in the room next door to Taylor when she wrote Dum Dum. And she was like, do you have time to come finish the song with me? But I didn't because I was working on something else.
Okay.
Went to that room. But I'll figure it out. But yeah, definitely Red Velvet. Yeah, we were like there at the beginning of Red Velvet's like start.
Wow. So next time you hopping on a plane, don't forget us, okay?
And
I'm not gonna forget y'all. Like y'all get on the plane too. Period.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all
have a good time.
Yup.
We would. Oh my gosh, y'all gonna love Korea. I'm sure your friend already told you.
Yeah, he did.
Korea's the vibe.
I know. But yeah. Well, that's all we've got. This was so cute.
It was so fun. I
Literally.
really loved it.
Little tell
Yeah.
them joints I said, hey. Okay, because all the songs he's written, bruh. Listen.
It's so cool too because you guys' interview comes out on the 20th, and then Dim joins and I are 22nd. So y'all are like right by our interview.
Oh my God.
Our page like right next to each other.
It's destined to be.
Please
Destined
tell
to
him
be.
we said hello.
I'm so tell him. I'm serious. Tell him say, hey, because we be calling him Unc.
Yeah, Mercedes.
Say hey. Yeah.
I love it. Y'all are so much fun. Thank you for having me. I love y'all.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for watching.
We love y'all very, very much. Y'all
Go to Chick's Instagram.
The Chick Experience.
Type in her comments.
Yeah.
Go to her wherever her socials are.
Say, hey, you've been doing it up.
You've been doing it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big time.
Big time.
Yeah.
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 Now let's close out in a word of prayer.
No, go ahead. Honestly, go ahead.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, amen. Praise God. Hallelujah.